It is an honor for me to be out here today to celebrate Veterans Day at my old high school. I actually remember going to these assemblies when I was going to school here, and it never failed to provide me with a new perspective. After I left here, I went to Virginia Tech, and not long after I started there, I joined the Marine Corps. After graduating from Virginia Tech, I went on my first deployment to Iraq in 2008. It was in Iraq that I made some of my best friends. We did great things in Iraq, and upon returning, I swelled with pride. And it was not long after I got back from Iraq that I volunteered to go to Afghanistan. I served there as a team leader of combat engineers, whose primary job it was to find IEDs, an extremely dangerous endeavor. I was actually commenting earlier to my girlfriend and my family that I would easily walk up to an IED and show no fear, but I got a little nervous when I came to speak in front of a bunch of people. A little backwards to me, but it was in this capacity that I was the victim of an IED strike on July 22nd, 2010, losing my left leg at the knee and my right leg above the knee. My story could have ended there in that blast crater, but it didn't. Believe it or not, my first thoughts upon waking after the blast did not reflect worry about dying. Somehow I knew that I would survive. Instead, I pictured the rest of my life without legs and realized that I would have to give up some of the plans I had made and some of the things I loved doing. Somehow, despite all this, I managed to maintain a positive attitude. And now that I have seen and heard about the amazing things that prosthetics can accomplish, I know that I do not actually have to give up on those plans, and I will once again play racquetball. One of the most common reactions I get from people that come to visit me is disbelief of how I can maintain such an optimistic outlook. Luckily, they never asked me how I did it, because I wouldn't have known the answer. But now I think I understand. It isn't because I possess anything that anybody else doesn't have, nor is it because I have the will of a superhero. My positive outlook comes from the very people that are impressed by it. Every visitor I get gives me a little more strength and a little more hope. I have received over 200 letters from people all over the country, and although there are too many to respond to, the gratitude within each one drives me on a little further. Even with all this support, sometimes it still gets a little hard. When those times come, I have to assure myself that although I am down, I am not out. And the only way that the Taliban can truly beat me is if I let this injury keep me from getting back in the fight. Knowing that and having a purpose to strive for is what keeps me going when the going gets tough. Up until now, I never would have believed that I could inspire anyone, but it pleases me more than anything that I am able to do that for so many people. And I hope that what I have said today has done the same for you. So today for Veterans Day, be sure to thank the veterans that have made a difference in your own lives, and let them know that you appreciate what they have done for our great country. I also believe that there is another group of people that deserve recognition on Veterans Day as well. These are the groups of people who have decided to dedicate their lives to helping disabled veterans like me get back on our feet. And although they are not veterans or in the military themselves, they work hard to do a service to this country. The people that I am referring to are those that have been involved in my rehabilitation and those of every wounded veteran, such as physical therapists, prosthetists, as well as the members of the various charities that are dedicated to wounded veterans. These people do everything that they can to make sure our lives are as comfortable as possible and to return us to as much of a state of normalcy as possible. And that is no easy task. So on behalf of all wounded veterans, I would like to thank them. So once again, thank you for having me here today. and I hope you have a wonderful Veterans Day. Thank you.